present to you our SEM 3 AD project, which is a community center site location. This site has been located near the riverfront of Godavari in Nashik, Maharashtra, with an area of 4,500 square meters. The right panel shows the site context in terms of water body, roads, and residents. Let's move ahead with the analysis part. Wind flows from the northwest direction. When analysis, the upper portion has pleasant smell and the below portion has unpleasant smell. This is in silent zone and this is an noisy zone due to traffic. Sandbar. Below is the topography section of this site. This community center is for Nashik community. We wanted our project to give more importance to unity of people, and we came up with this as a project logo. Also here we show our site neighborhood contact. Use this map. User analysis. We have users such as small children, youngsters, families, handicapped, and senior citizens. According to our analysis, youngsters and families will access the site more oftenly. Access to site. The site can be accessed through many ways, like with cycle. Also, Bapu Bridge just besides our site can connect people from one end to another of the river. National Highway is 10 minutes away. Rani Dindori railway station is 20 minutes away. Bus stop is 5 minutes away and the airport is 40 minutes away from the site. Case study. Our first case study was of Nehru Memorial by architect Raj Reval. The red line shows the inspiration which we took from this project. Second was Jeetavan by architect Sunny Arora. And the third one is the Can Can, which is a community center also by architect Hong Ho Alma. Analysis we took from this architectural expressions in our designs were from Nehru Memorial we took glass panels and stepped roof. From Jeetavan we took hall arrangement bins. From Cantan we surrounded our structure with grapevines for irrigation and will also provide shade. Concept. Our concept got arrived from the word community itself. We took this design consideration first, like for whom we are designing this project, for what reasons, and how does it impact on the community. Further, taking care of all this, we came up with reconciliation, which means reunion. Our firm development, we started with the single mass, then doubling, and after size enlargement and functional distribution, we did bridging to form a loop. This bridge gives sloping paths with handicap accessibility. This loop aims to be a never-ending bond between the people of community. Here comes the zoning part. Meditation and library has been placed west as they require more silent spaces, and gym in east. Toilet is in the center to give access to all over, and there is a small snack corner near the sandpit area. Also, we have provided a deck, jogging track, amphitheater, and a basketball court. Master plan layout.
So this is the master plan layout. Towards the east, we have main gate. As we enter inside the community center and move further, we have our main structure where sandpit and children play area is toward east of the structure, and towards west, we have provided toilet which is near to the western side of the structure. Artificial water body is placed towards the west. There is an amphitheater near the rear gate which opens only when there is any event being held in amphitheater. Opposite to the amphitheater, we have badminton court. Also coming to the Godavari riverfront, we have deck, we have gazebo and jogging. Next.
This is our overall roof plan. The grey color shows the built structure, white color shows the pathways, and green shows the vegetables and vegetation, and landscape. Orange shows the unbuilt spaces. Further moving to ground level plan, which is at scale 1 is to 250 with all the legends available. Side section AA dash is being taken from north to south direction. Next, side section B dash is being taken from east to west direction. Also, we have a diagonal side section.
Design strategies with respect to climate. The roof has been extended so that the overhead sun rays won't enter the structure, which will reduce heat gain and increase the thermal comfort. The jolly panels help diffuse harsh sunlight. The vents that are provided allow hot air to escape and keeps the structure well ventilated. The vertical windows allows for natural light to be distributed evenly across the floor plan. Using multiple windows of this proportion at close intervals aims to eliminate distinct bright and dark spots created within the indoor space. Next. Why we chose an elliptical form? It gives people freely aspiration of the whole structure and also to give interaction between each other without any edges. Other advantages being maximum daylight and solar energy. It is more energy efficient, better acoustics, natural climate control, and earthquake and wind resistant. Next. So this is a roof plan. Yeah, so before coming to the roof plan, let's have a look at key plan to have an idea about the placement of the roof. So now moving to the roof plan, the west of the roof plan has a circular ramp running from ground level to the roof level. Western side of the plan with elliptical shaped roof has meditation space to the left and a library to the right just below the roof. Towards the west, half of the elliptical roof, which has meditation space below, had skylights provided at roof, and the remaining next half has been provided with seating arrangements above the library. Now coming to the east side of the plan, we have a staircase with three landings from ground floor to the roof. This roof has a gym below it. In the middle, we can see that there is a bridge with skylights in it, which connects the roof of respective spaces as mentioned earlier. There is a railing alongside of the roof to avoid falling and accidents. Next. Floor plan. Now coming to the floor plan, let's have a look to the ellipse which has meditation space and library. At ground floor level, we have two different ramps. One, as I mentioned earlier, starts from ground floor level and reaches roof. This ramp is made specially for handicapped people so that they can access the upper level too. And the second ramp, which is provided, starts from the ground level to the plinth level so that even a handicapped person can access meditation space and library space too. The dotted circular line is of a ramp which helps to access roof and the ramp showcasing board lines with landing and slope of a ramp help to access space accordingly. After accessing ramp and coming to the plinth level of 600 mm, there is a corridor running alongside with jali at the end which is placed at a regular interval. Entry from meditation space is towards west while that of library is towards east. Meditation space and library is separated with wall. Both the spaces are raised equally by 100 mm above the plinth level. Now getting towards the gym area which is to the east has again ramp, corridor, jali like previously we saw for meditation space. Entry for gym is from northeast. Again, this is rest 700 mm above ground level. In the gymming space, we have allotted three units, which are changing room, bathroom, and toilet. There is a staircase starting from ground level to the roof level. Next. So this is the furniture layout. In meditation space, we have provided Gautam Buddha statue, which is placed in near wall. Now moving to the library, as we enter, there is a reception. Further moving, we have two U-shaped tables with chairs for readers, and also we have a book storage attached to the wall. There are two tables which are placed alongside of the wall so that the reader can read books by sitting on the table near the window and can enjoy the reading. In furniture layout for gym, as we enter towards right, we have admin of the gym. To the left, we have shelf and sofa. The middle space is been dedicated for gymming purpose, which has gym equipments. Also, gym is serviced with WC bathroom and changing room, basins and cupboards for the users. Next. So these are the sections. The upper one is for the library and meditation. Through section, we can see that how the ramp is been cut. Also, there are railings been provided at the upper level. Here we can see just about the library space. There are seating arrangements being made so that the reader can also access the upper floor level and can sit and enjoy reading. Next, coming to the gym, we can see how the staircase is being cut. This is the longitudinal section for this is the longitudinal section for library, meditation, and gym. Next, this is the section for meditation space and library. Next. This is a view of our library. Here we can see that we have provided vents and windows for ventilation. Also, to avoid harsh sunlight coming inside the library, we have provided jalis near the corridors. Next. This is the view of a meditation space. Over here also we have provided vents and windows. This space is kept for meditation for the users. Above it we can see that there are skylights being provided to avoid harsh sunlight coming in. The users can experience the play of sunlight. Next. This is the view of the gym, and the next one is the view from a corridor. These are the two elevations. The upper one is the north elevation and the lower one is the south elevation. The upper north elevation is sketched, which is facing towards the Godavari river, and the lower one is the south elevation, which is facing the main road. Here we can see that we have provided skylights on bridge so that the user who is accessing the ground floor level could experience the play of light and shadow as well. And also the people who are accessing the roof level can enjoy the view of the Godavari riverfront too. Next. So this is the plan of a toilet where we can see that we have provided a handicap toilet with a ramp. Next, moving towards the female toilet, there are 3 WCs, 2 wash basins and 1 changing room. Further moving, there is a male toilet with 2 wash basins, 2 WCs, 2 urinals and 1 changing room. These are the elevations and section for a toilet. These two are the models, and this is the placement of the toilet in our master plan. This is accessible from all sides. So this is the snack corner which is placed near the gym. Next.
Construction details. Materials used are brick,
RCC, basalt, bamboo, timber, and terracotta jali. Five foundations have been used here. They're typically used in situations where the top layer of soil is weak and unable to hold the weight of the building. Brick walls adjust the building's temperature and they cost less. Reinforced cement concrete has a high compressive strength compared to other building materials, and bamboo has been used for furniture and gazebos. Next, the ramp makes our structure handicap friendly and it can be accessed by people of all age groups. Each turn offers a new viewpoint with unique views. It has five number of mid landings. Inner circumference of the ramp being 50 meters, outer circumference 60 meters, and it's made of RCC. Next, these are the views of various landscape features on our site: the gazebo, jogging track, amphitheater, basketball court, multi-purpose activity space, children's play area, and the main entry exit. Next, landscaping. The site plan shows the trees that were originally on the site, and the green ones are the ones we proposed. So the trees that have larger circumference and are dense, like the oak and arjuna tree, have been placed near the structure in a way such that it prevents harsh sunlight from entering the structure. And fragrant trees such as the mohair pink mapacho have been placed around the toilet and the south of the site. Trees also act as a sound barrier, making that area less noisy. And the shrubs have been placed along the jogging tracks and the side boundaries. Next, aerial view of the site. Next,
Current scenario. Through current scenario lenses, our community center are the spaces for people, for engagements, for group activities, social support, and other recreational activities. But in this pandemic period, we have to make strong precautions for the benefit of our community. Structural view model. This is the structural view of model with scale 1 is to 100. Views from different angles. Here we have a small video. I could not be more grateful for these resources, and I would like to thank with gratitude Ms. Professor Dr. Sandhya ma'am, Ma'am Tejashri ma'am, and Madhurima ma'am for helping us through this journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Nidhi. Great presentation. Now we have Dheeraj Narkade from STEM 5.
So, hello everyone. My name is Dheeraj Narkade. I'm currently in SEM 6. This is my AD SEM 5 folio. Our topic is about proposing an ethnic food bazaar.
There is no audio to the presentation. We can't hear anything.
Wait a minute, ma'am. It's working on it.
Yeah.
which are designed to be portable and can be easily dismantled. So, hello everyone. My name is Dheeraj Narkade. I am currently studying in SEM 6. This is my
Can you increase the volume?
our topic is about proposing the ethnic food bazaar. So to start with design, we have started with SK project. It's about designing a food kiosk which will serve as a public space and have a unique character to it. So for this project, our site is located adjacent to the Panvel railway station. These are the individual food kiosk plan which are designed to be portable and can be easily dismantled. It's completely built on a platform which has a set of roller which can be easily retracted in a small box or open in a full-size kiosk. These are the sections and some views of the design SK. Designing SK has also helped me to understand the importance of a space within the kiosk as well as surrounding. So to start with design, I started with analysis of which are the most consumed food in Maharashtra by children as well as adults, of which 60% of people eat non-veg food and 45% of people eat Chinese food. Then, as we know, India is famous for its diverse culture and food. I started with exploring some of the most famous food eaten in different states. As our site is located in Maharashtra, Navi Mumbai, it's also famous for people of diverse culture and food. So, to cover most of the food types, I had selected six cuisines which contain Punjabi, Gujarati, Maharashtrian, South Indian, Mughali, and Italian. Each one of it famous for its own food and taste. As our site is located in Sanpada, I started with understanding the strength and weaknesses of the site. Already available vegetation and drainage line and the electrical source are the strength of the site, and the area is surrounded with school and colleges which create heavy traffic during school hours are the weaknesses of the site. To start with design process, first I tried to recognize what is bazaar. So from that I had learned that bazaar is one of the most important commercial and cultural center in addition to recreational activities are taken place. Then to start with concept, I started with our own design brief. I break down our design brief to get a clear idea about the spaces and requirement of spaces, and I wanted a user to get a feeling of typical bazaar, like how bazaar have small passages yet all passages connected to each other. Then I started with approaching concept of street linking and at the same time also tried to provide natural light and ventilation as a typical bazaar shops have. To get a clear idea about the spaces and massing, I tried small model. Also look for this case study which is Educational Institute by Vir Mueller Architects in Ahmedabad, and the area around the site is covered with Circo Low Cost Housing Society. So to be with the flow of context, I had decided to use the minimum building material. To start with planning, I tried to segregate entrance to avoid traffic in three parts, where the first and second part is vehicular entrance and pedestrian entrance, and the third part is service entrance. Then at the top left, I had given the parking area to maximize the use of parking area. I had provided stack parking, and not to make feel of parking area as a desolate land. There is a free flow of space between parking area and main entrance. Opposite to car parking, I have provided a garden where my main focus is to build it for disabled people to connect the flow of built and unbuilt space. And then at the left bottom, there is a play area at the entrance for children to get attract easily. Adjacent to it, there is a service entrance where it's an independent space from which you not enter the flow within the structure. So after entering the structure, I want user to get an essence of bazaar. So to give the feeling of that, I provided two courtyards adjacent to it, easily takeaway or ready to eat food stalls are provided and same behind it. Opposite to it, there is a light well connected to children creche area where children can access it directly through creche area. Adjacent to it, there is a reception area for disabled and aged people. There are two elevators and two staircase blocks at the entrance of the structure to reduce walking distance. And adjacent to staircase block, there is a cutlery shop. Opposite to courtyard, there is an ingredient shop which can be accessed from most part of the structure. At the same time, there is a truck loading unloading bay at the ground floor next to the restaurant with storerooms because the most food requirement on daily basis are by restaurant, which continue above with roof garden sittings for restaurant. Adjacent to it, there is a restaurant with open sitting and along with cooking area. There are total three toilet blocks with at the three different parts of a structure which can be accessible from any part with handicap toilets and locker rooms for restaurants and employees. At top right, there is an amphitheater with green room which can also directly access separately from entrance. Next to it, there is a fire staircase and electrical and fire duct. And next to service area, there is an underground water tank. So this is the complete ground floor plan and layout of my site. At first floor, the entrance porch acts as an outdoor sitting with double light space and creche area and reception area as a light well. The light well is designed to gradually increase the size with number of floors so it can be act as a light well at the same time as a courtyard. And also above the truck loading unloading bay and storeroom, there is an outdoor restaurant sitting. And next to staircase, there is an ingredient shops. Cutlery shops, restaurants are same as a ground floor. Here, this is a detailed ingredient shop plan, which will like walk-in shop where people can actually see and buy the ingredients. Second floor is same as first floor, but the porch area and restaurant settings are converted into double-height space and also light well has gradually increased. Here is the detailed plan of restaurant. In terrace floor, there is a children play area, garden to sit and grass sitting. There is also a roof farming where user can get fresh vegetable and can also plant fresh vegetables and fruits. Next to it, there is an open air movie theater where user can enjoy it in the evening. And at the top left corner, there is a solar panel which will help to generate electricity for complete bazaar for some extent. Above the fire staircase, there is an overhead water tank which will serve entire bazaar. These are the axonometric view of ingredient shops and restaurants. These are the details of garden provided for disabled people where they can touch, feel, hear and smell the surroundings. And also the urban furniture details. This is the complete site section which shows the entrance as well as light well. And this is the creche area, reception area, cutlery shop, toilets and restaurant. These are the detail section of ingredient shops and this is the view of cutlery shop. This section shows the amphitheater along with restaurant, locker room and outdoor sittings along with truck loading and unloading bay. These are the details of a section of restaurant and this is the view of outdoor restaurant sittings. This section shows the ingredient shops along with courtyard and locker room toilet. Above it shows the open air movie theater. This is the view of courtyard and open air movie theater. This section shows the ingredient shops which are present next to the courtyard and which can be multi-access along with the cutlery shop and roof garden. This is the view of complete roof garden and this is the view of the ingredient shops which are present next to the courtyard. These are the strip section which shows the arrangement of windows act as a sun barrier to avoid direct harsh sunlight along with chanjas, having plants which will naturally cool the air. These are the axonometric view of window arrangements and this is the complete site axonometric view. So these are the elevation which give complete idea about the facade and this is how the complete facades look like. So this is the complete design and this is the entire view of my structure. So ma'am, this is the complete walkthrough of my complete structure and that's it. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dheeraj. That was a great presentation. Now from fourth year we have Abhishek Hegde, Saurav Kadam, Ojas Patil and Raghu Tati.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon, everyone. We would be presenting our semester 7 AD design. So, before we begin, we would like to express our gratitude towards our guide Kavita ma'am for guiding us throughout the semester and 3 o'clock studio for this experience we can put forth our work. Thank you.
The project for semester 7 is mixed-use model housing. Mixed-use housing is not a new concept in India. Many residential areas are mixed with commercial activity. Providing commercial activity close to residential areas reduce the travel distance for job and shopping purpose. In the current scenario of COVID-19 implications, one's traveling is more restricted. Mixed-use residential areas serves better for the purpose of fulfilling the shopping needs without traveling long distances. The plan shows the current road network. The current scenarios can be seen on the picture on the right hand side. In the future, the roads are proposed to be developed based on hierarchy. Theme streets are proposed to be developed in the site. The parameters considered for future development are equal usage of road, walkable block sizes, street section designs, pedestrian only streets, etc. The above plan shows the land use which demarcates the positions of the warehouse and the dockyard surrounding the site. In the future, these areas are to be developed as recreational public spaces, tourism parks, and the waterfront is also proposed to be developed. The material which we have used for construction is prefabricated acids. Prefabricated acid units are manufactured off-site and assembled on-site to form a structure. We tried to use this in two ways. If it is a small unit, we made the whole unit, and if it is a large component like a dome, so we try to make small components like walls, windows, so that they can be easily assembled and used. Concept and zoning. Use of typical furniture and partition walls in small spaces leads to space crunch and hence the usable space is quite less. Hence, levels can be created to distinguish spaces and create voids to fit in modular furniture. The use of modular furniture gives rise to the multi-utility factor. Zoning. The spaces designed are the workspace, the multi-utility space and the kitchen and the toilet area. Space activity interlink. A panel has been created and designed to link the work and the kitchen area to the multi-utility space. The panel would have flaps which when pulled down would be converted into tables and chairs. The panels when pulled down would lead to creation of windows. The tables and chairs created would be used can be used by the kitchen as a dining area or can be used as a workspace as an additional workspace. Because of the use of modular furniture, the spaces are quite flexible. Like the living area can act as an extension to the kitchen while it also can act as an extension to the workspace. The modular furniture changes the nature of the space. The plan and the section shows the positions of the flexible and the modular furniture which comes out from the levels. In the views we see the courtyard and the decks which connect the different modules. The deck which connect the different modules leads to a courtyard which can be seen in the picture below. The side section shows us how the different units are connected to each other through the decks which lead to the terraces of the commercial spaces which are acting as a public open spaces. This lead to a softer edge for every unit creating a better environment for the people.
Studio apartment is divided into three parts: the workspace, multipurpose area, and the kitchen and service area. Multipurpose area has flexible modular units which can be used for sitting and table. The storage can be pulled out from the level differences and can be pushed back in when required. And also, ceiling components can be pulled out. The working area has units which can be pulled out when required. and the bed also can be pulled out when required. So this is how the units are being stacked to create an internal courtyard, and also the passage is connected to the walkover which runs throughout the site and connected to the waterfront development deck.
Exclusive housing. On the center of the screen, the units which you can see are the exclusive apartment units. These units are placed near the main road for easy accessibility. Ground floor plan. We have interlinked the space and activity according to the usage and use the concept of levels to define different spaces. The image on the left side shows the different spaces. As soon as we enter, we have the kitchen, then the multi-purpose area, and then the living area. The target group over here is a family of 2 to 3. When we enter into the ground floor unit, we have the kitchen and toilet at 0.6 meter, the multipurpose area at 0 level, where most of the modular furniture is placed, and this space is used for sleeping, eating, or even walking. And at the end, we have the living area at 0.4. In this section, you can see the 3 different levels that we have tried to play with, and the roof of the ground floor acts as a terrace for the first floor unit. First floor plan. First floor plan was also planned in the same way as we have done for the ground floor unit. We also tried to make the service scope of the ground floor unit and the first floor unit one or the other. So we achieved this by placing the multi-utility space first, then the kitchen and toilet, and then the living area. When we enter into the first floor unit, we have the multipurpose area at 0.4 meter, then the kitchen and toilet at 0.6, and then the living area at 0 level. After that, we have the terrace. As you can see in the image on the bottom right corner, the units are placed around the courtyard and the deck is used to join the units. These decks act as a social platform for users to interact with each other. This technique was also used in Habitat 67. As you can see in the picture below, they tried to make small holes so that the rods would pass through them, and these rods were taken up on the upper unit and then they were tied together. This was post-tensioning method.
This unit has living area, multifunctional area and a kitchen. The multifunctional area has a modular unit which can act as a dining area and also a changing room, and the unit acts as a partition wall, and storage rotates from the unit, and also a working area which can be pulled in when not required. The storage is pulled out from the level differences, and also the bed. Here's how the unit is stacked together and how the interaction between two units is maintained. Concept and zoning. Briefly, there is a commercial aspect and a residential aspect to the zoning. Our basic idea was to create a flexible space in between which can act as a commercial area or a private area depending on the time and the usability. This area can act as a source of interaction. Now, how can a source of interaction be created? Determining the source, joining another module, frontier treatment, providing a common connecting source. The right hand side of the slide shows how we have achieved this by analyzing the space and creating an interconnection of spaces based on time and usability.
These are your bed panels. These panels can be assembled according to the user's need. They can be easily assembled without any use of heavy machinery. One panel can replace another panel easily as their sizes are fixed. These panels are used in the commercial unit. These all are the materials that we used in our site.
Station 1 is an eatery for the users where they can have food then and there or a takeaway joint. The red humans are the visitors or the floating users. The blue humans are the vendors' family. The commercial space is a sitting area which is connected to an extended deck which, when the shop is closed, becomes a private space and a veranda. The kitchen is connected to this deck and is aligned to the outer edge for the private and commercial use. During peak hours, the commercial space is for floating users. Here you see two units combined together to create a sense of community and a potential of interaction. The configuration 2 is more apt for a grocery store where the commercial space is aligned with the outer edge of the unit, as the vendor will require more close and direct interaction with the users passing by on the footpath. The users won't be having an interaction for a long time, so they won't need a deck or a frontage treatment. The footpath itself can be a waiting area. During off hours, the deck can act as a source of privacy and ensure there is no overlap of circulation, and also there is no disturbance in the activity for the vendor's family. Here are some basic drawings for the configuration 2 or the grocery store. We can see the shop is aligned to the outer edge of the unit with storage in the back. The shop is connected to the kitchen and the kitchen is connected to the living area, which has open spaces in the form of deck at the back, only for the family. Here are some sections and 3D visualizations for better understanding. Configuration 2 is more or less similar to the configuration 1 with a deck at the front, but the family will have more privacy. This can be used as a clinic or a lawyer's office with a semi-open waiting area. Functionality of the space during peak hours. Throughout the day, maximum number of users will be using the deck in front of the commercial area, so the residents have been provided with a separate entry to ensure privacy. Function of space during the off hours. Here, the deck can be used as a interaction space for the family. Here are some basic drawings for the configuration 3. You can see the deck in the front has no connection to the private space but the clinic. The clinic or the commercial space has storage at the back and the kitchen with the toilet. The living has a separate entry to ensure privacy. The resident's privacy is being kept at the most priority. Here are some sections and 3D visualizations for better understanding. Here are some basic drawings for configuration 1 or the ITER unit. We can see the deck is connected to the commercial space with the storage at the back. The commercial activity being a food related activity, it is connected to the kitchen, which can act as a takeaway point, or they can have food by sitting in the commercial space. Kitchen is connected to living or bedroom, which is well differentiated and won't be affected by the commercial activity. So here if you see how the units are placed, there's a concept of theme street that is being incorporated in the future redevelopment plan of MBPT. These roads are part of this concept. Theme streets will have various activities for the users based on particular theme. These commercial units can complement that idea by creating a market or a fair-like atmosphere at the end of the street. The commercial unit has a commercial area, a storage, a private area and a kitchen. When the shutter opens, the screen is pulled and the private area is secured and the modular furniture comes out for sitting and table. When the shutter is closed, the screen is pulled back, the kitchen and the commercial area become the part of the private area, and also it can be used as an open space or a veranda by the residents. The partition walls are modular and can be used as table or various other things. The storage can be pulled out from the level difference, and the bed too can be pulled out from the level difference, and the mattresses are foldable. Here's how the units can be placed in the site.
The dormitory has been classified into 3 different configurations according to the user study. The first configuration is the couple sharing unit. Here 3 separate rooms are provided for 3 couples, which are further connected to a common interaction space. If we see the exploded view, the 3 steps of interaction are being highlighted, namely the orientation of spaces, segregation of activities, and then how the user profile relates to these steps. The extra activities are further divided into 3 spaces: the common kitchen, laundry, and the common gathering spaces. These act as a potential source of interaction amongst the couples. If we see the modularity of the couple rooms, there are these study tables provided which have storage included. Total number of couple sharing units are 6 in number. In the next slide, we will be seeing the drawings of the same. If we see the architectural drawings, in the plan there are 3 couple sharing units connected to the extra services, the kitchen, laundry and the common gathering space. Through the section, we get to know the relation between different spaces with the user interface. In the 6 and 4 occupancy sharing unit, through the exploded view, we get to understand the user interface. In this unit, there are 2 rooms of 4 occupancy and 1 room of 6 occupancy being provided with the common toilet. If we talk about the extra services, these include the common gathering space and the laundry. This configuration is not being provided with a separate kitchen, as a community kitchen is already being provided on the ground floor at the center of the courtyard. The modularity in this configuration is such that there are bunk beds provided in every room and a study table that acts as a storage too. This particular configuration is 3 in numbers. In the next slide, we will be seeing the architectural drawings of the same. If we see the architectural drawings, in the plan, we see the connectivity between the 6 occupancy rooms, the 4 occupancy rooms and the extra services. Through these 2 sections, the relation between the rooms and the extra services have been highlighted. If we see the architectural drawings, there is a plan showing the orientation of different spaces and the section shows the relativity of these spaces. Down below is the sectional elevation of the entire dormitory, highlighting the two configurations, the 6 and 4 occupancy sharing and the couple sharing units, which are being segregated with the courtyard in the center. In the next slide, we'll be seeing the toilet design. If we see the toilet design, in the plan, the ladies' toilet is being provided with 2 WCs and a wash basin. The gents' toilet is provided with 2 WCs and 3 urinals. There is also a semi-open area provided with 2 wash basins. The handicapped toilet is provided with a wash basin and a WC. The most interesting element in the design is the visual screen, in which we have tried using the shipwrecks and the materials from the immediate context that are being procured. As these procured materials might not be that firm to create a wall, therefore the material is being put and wrapped with the steel mesh for the firmity. In the next slide, we will be talking about the co-working space and the library.
Co-working spaces and library spaces are also being created in the site, which act as an additional studying and working area for the people. The co-working space is designed in a flexible way with the use of modular furniture, while the library is created in such a way that it would justify the porosity of the space.
Another ancillary activity that we thought was important for the proposal of MBPT site was the training center, where the users can gather for exchanging knowledge and have hands-on experience with various things. It is placed near the work studio apartment. The closed space is provided so that the trainer can guide the trainees. On the other hand, the semi-open space acts as an extension to the teaching area. The lowered windows have been provided for proper ventilation. If the work studio apartment has certain users who share common background or want to have a discussion, this space is useful.
Community kitchen. The community kitchen is placed near the dormitory in such a way that the users in dormitory can come and use it if and when required. Since it is gonna cater for 6 to 8 people, the working area in the kitchen is free so that there's no obstruction between the users. Between the two sittings, arch openings are provided so that there's an interaction between these two sittings also. The community kitchen can also cater for users at quarantine home also.
The next ancillary space is the quarantine home and clinic. In plan, we see a reception that leads to the clinic and the quarantine home. In quarantine home, there are 8 beds provided with these partition flaps, which are the modular elements. There are also these storage boxes provided after each bed, and this is what lets a person have his own privacy. In the toilet, there are 3 WCs and 2 wash basins with 4 shower rooms provided. Being a quarantine home, it is distant at a corner of the site, which has separate entry and exit spots that would segregate the circulation pattern. Space is the daycare. In this, there are a lot of different spaces created that would create an interest amongst the kids. In the 3D down below, we see a circular sponge mat that would act as a playing area for kids, which leads to an open playing zone. There are 2 toilets provided. The dining area is provided with an attached resting space for the kids.
So the next unit that we are discussing is the exclusive commercial activity. Exclusive commercial square. Here you see a ramp which goes up and a passage which connects to all the shops. So there are modular shop units placed in the combination of 2, which can have 2 different shops or one big shop. The shops include a clothing, a boutique, a cafe, or a cafe with a sitting area. Depending on the requirement, the size of the shop can vary.
This wood is used as a partition wall, or as a bookshelf, or as a cupboard. This partition wall can be removed and placed back in again in the same position, as you can see in the joinery below.
Before getting well versed with the floor plans, it is important to get well versed with the context. We decided to segregate the residential and commercial entities so that there is no hindrance in the circulation. There are 4 entry and exit spots on the basis of allocation of different activities, out of which 2 are the major spots and 2 serve the time and function specific spaces. Next, we will be seeing the orientation of activities and the interlink between different spaces in the further slides.
From the site analysis and the site study, we come to understand how the different units are to be placed on the site. The dorms are placed on the upper right corner since there are many institutional buildings towards that side. The exclusive apartments are placed below the dorms and are well connected through the decks. The work studio apartments are placed below the exclusive apartments and are connected through the decks to the commercial areas. Since in the future the area is to be developed as a tourist attraction point, a commercial hub has been designed. The idea of theme streets has also been introduced which will attract the tourist. The other ancillary activities such as co-working spaces, library, quarantine center, daycare and training center have also been designed. The quarantine center is isolated from the other areas of the site and easily accessible through the roads. In the future, the area is to be developed as a heritage and hence shipwreck of Hull is used which will act as an exhibition center. The typical floor plan shows how the different units are connected to each other through the introduction of decks. All the decks lead to the centrally placed daycare center, the terrace for which is access and public interaction point. The terrace of the commercial shop also acts as a public interaction point. The roofline shows the elements which are common throughout the site, such as the courtyards which are common to every unit and act as a source of light and ventilation. Moreover, elements have been introduced on the site which will lead to major public interaction.
Waterfront development. As you can see, the waterfront has many components to make it interesting and stands as a separate entity on its own, which can be accessed by all the users. The whole waterfront is a pathway consisting of different elements, which makes the pathway lively and a perfect place to enjoy and take a break from everything. The circular pier complements the existing two piers. The waterfront has circular piers, mushroom field, ship hull, amphitheater, interesting pathway, and recreational spaces.
Thank you guys. That was
That's
an
it.
amazing presentation. Now from
Thank you.
fifth year we have Prathamesh Gaichor, Karan Sutar and Yash Wadkar. Hello, is there volume? Give us a minute.
Topic: Reimagining workspaces, presenting to you located huge and old banyan trees, which were a challenge to the overall layout of the project. Accepting the challenge, we came up with the concept of incorporating nature into our design by creating an envelope around one of the trees and adding more natural features around it, creating a natural pocket. This natural envelope, acting as an atrium, not only adds an aesthetic touch to the building but also provides an escape to the users with the provision of balconies opening into the atrium. It also acts as a connection between the two wings of the building. Design strategies like center atrium is enclosed with building on both of east and west side to avoid direct harsh heat which enters into the structure. On the longer side of the facades, alternate open are provided into facade for natural ventilation in atrium. On longer side of south facades, louvers are provided so that direct light does not enter into the structure. Solar panels are provided facing south side on the terrace to generate electricity. Hot air is allowed to exit from the glass pyramid on top of the atrium. Also some strategies like doubly glazed facade treatment, thermal absorbing ceiling panels, green bed in atrium, acoustic absorbing ceiling panels are also incorporated. The organic form of the atrium and the balconies are inspired by the rice terraces in Asia. They have plantation of selected shrubs which enhance the vibrancy of the space furthermore. Here is the view of the atrium and the balconies. Design process. The building is oriented around an existing banyan tree and is slightly tilted to achieve the panoramic views to the surroundings. Also the facade gets less exposure to the south side sunlight. The overall form of the structure evolved time after time. The four corners of the building were chamfered to reduce the boxy nature and to achieve a slightly curved form to match the flow of the atrium. This is a view of a structure giving a glance of the overall features and the components of a building. This video shows a time lapse explaining the structural system of the building. The red color columns are the periphery columns and the blue ones are the curved columns. Floor-wise division of the building. The structure is divided into two parts. The table shows how the office spaces are allocated floor-wise. Every space is color-coded for the better understanding of the floor-wise division. There are amenities provided on the third and the eighth floor, and all the other spaces are provided as shown in the table. Site plan. Explaining the overall layout of the site. As we enter the site, there are three paths. The first path leads to the visitor parking and the basement parking. The second path leads to the drop-off point in front of the main entrance of the building. The third path leads to the restaurant and leads to the exit. A dedicated entry for service has been provided just beside the exit. There are four types of parkings provided. The first one is the visitors parking. The second one is the basement parking. The third one is the amenities parking. And the fourth one is the service parking. Future development area is being reserved to the northeast corner of the site. Recreational area has been provided to the south of the site. And to the southeast corner, service areas like DC rooms are provided, and battery rooms for the solar panels are provided. Ground floor plan. As we enter the site, amenities like daycare and supermarket have been provided for the employees and the public as well. These amenities have been provided so that the employees can shop the necessities on their way back home. To the west side, there is a provision of specialty restaurant featuring both indoor as well as outdoor seating. The restaurant is placed such that the employees, also the outside visitors, can get ease of access, and also a separate parking has been provided for the amenities. All this ensures that the privacy and the functioning of the office environment is not being disturbed. There is a provision of a drop-off point in front of the main entrance. The driver can easily drop off and move forward in the same direction toward the basement, as well as the visitors parking, or as the option to take a U-turn at the drop-off point and exit the premises. As one enters the building, he is greeted with the reception and waiting area. This area is a primary access to both the wings of the building. Towards the left side is the corporate office wing, and towards the right side is the shared office wing. Both the wings are provided with their own separate lounge areas. Further, the lounge areas are connected to service cores which provide vertical transportation. Towards the backside of the ground floor, admin areas are provided. Also, there is a provision of multi-purpose area for different kinds of events. Basement 1. From the ground floor, we enter the basement 1 through a 10-meter wide two-way ramp. This basement has a capacity of 420 cars and 122 bike parkings, along with the facility of car wash area. Basement 2. Similar to the basement 1, the basement 2 adds the service areas like chiller rooms and a sewage treatment plant. Both basements together provide parking for 842 cars and 210 bikes. Fire staircases, along with the fire duct and electrical duct, are placed on the four corners of the building. Every floor has its own breakout spaces. First floor. On this floor, the corporate wing has small and medium corporate offices, and the shared office wing has workstations suitable for groups of 1 to 3 people. Second floor. This floor is similar to the first floor. Third floor. The third floor is an amenity floor which has bridges connecting both the wings. Amenities like gym, healthcare center, spa, meditation center, gaming area, and a restaurant are provided. The fourth floor is similar to the first floor. The fifth floor is similar to the second floor. Sixth floor. The corporate wing on the floor has a large office of 1250 square meter, and on the other wing there are workstations suitable for groups of 5 to 10 people. The seventh floor is similar to the sixth floor. Eighth floor. This floor has a small corporate office along with a gaming zone and a refuge area, and the other wing has shared office workstations for groups of 5 to 10 people along with gaming zone and refuge area. The ninth floor has a large corporate office and a shared office with workstations suitable for groups of 15 to 20 people. 10th floor. On this floor, there are two shared offices with workstations suitable for groups of 15 to 20 people. Both the offices are connected through bridges. The 11th floor. The 11th floor is similar to the 10th floor except the connecting bridges. The topmost floor is the 12th floor. It is similar to the 9th floor. As we move to the upper floors, the floor plate of a wing increases and the floor plate of the opposite wing decreases. This happens on every alternate floor. The video will show you the changing of the floor plates. These are some interior views. The first picture shows the interior views of an shared office. The second picture shows the interior views of an corporate office. The third picture shows the interior view of a shared office. And the last picture shows the interior view of the restaurant on the ground floor. This view of the atrium is taken from the topmost point of the building. Section AA. This section has been cut through the center of the building, showing the details of the service core and other spaces. It also cuts through the basement. Section BB. This section has been cut through the office spaces, showing the connecting bridges on the 3rd as well as 10th floor respectively. Section CC. This section has been cut through the work areas and service core with toilets and lift ducts, as well as the basement parking area. Section DD cuts through the shared office spaces and a specialty restaurant on the ground floor. This is the front view of the building. The elevation is treated with double glazed glass panels to reflect the heat from outside and also allow natural light into the office area, maintaining a balanced temperature inside, then reducing the load on the HVAC system and energy consumption. This is the east elevation, which is visible from the main road. And this is the south elevation. This is a view that highlights the most important feature of the building, that is the atrium and the tree inside it. These are some views. In the first picture, the view of the atrium is seen from the interior of the office. In the second picture, the view of the atrium is seen from the breakout space on the fourth floor. The third picture is the view of the connecting bridge on the 10th floor. And the last picture is the connecting bridge on the third floor. This is a view that an individual experiences when he enters from the main entrance on the ground floor and looks upwards. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your portfolio. Now I welcome Sahil to deliver a vote of thanks.
Hello, my name is Sahil, Head of House Title. We express our gratitude for letting us host this event. I thank all the presenters for sharing their portfolios and design process with us. It was truly inspirational. I am also grateful to our respected faculties and fellow students for showing interest and joining us in this event. It was truly wonderful experience. I thank you all and let's meet next week for another episode of 3 o'clock studio with new set of exciting presentations. Goodbye.